Hello everyone! On behalf of Rainbow Loom, this is Angelyn, formerly known as Tutorials by A here on YouTube. Today I'm super excited to show you how to create this angel halo bracelet. If you've ever made the diamond bracelet, this is very similar, just with an added step, and I would rate this an intermediate level design. Can't wait to show you how to make this bracelet. Today I'll be using the Rainbow Loom Wear and Share kit. This kit comes with two Mighty Looms, which look like this. They are smaller versions of the normal Rainbow Loom. This is the 2.0 version, and as you can see, the pins are closer together on the Mighty Looms, leading to less rubber band tension when you're creating your designs. This is perfect for today's bracelet since we do have a higher tension design. However, I did use this normal Rainbow Loom 2.0 to create the prototype bracelet here, and I didn't have any issues at all. So either loom would work today. I'm going to be using just one of these Mighty Looms today, even though this kit comes with two, just so I can show you how to add this extension on in case you just have one loom. In addition to a Rainbow Loom or a Mighty Loom, you'll also need some rubber bands, a hook, and a C or a G clip to close your bracelet off. To start, I'm first going to make sure that my loom is oriented correctly by making sure that this arrow at the bottom here pointing up says the number 1, and our pins should be in a U-shaped orientation. The first bands that we'll place on our loom will be these blue and white bands here on my bracelet. I'm going to alternate between pink, yellow, and purple today. So taking one band at a time, I'll place my first one going from this bottom center pin up to this one on the left, and then I'll do the same thing on the right side. Next, I'll place one from this left pin here up to the middle one above here. And then we'll do the same thing on the right side. So this that we've just made right here makes up one of these little diamonds here, is what it looks like on the loom. So we'll be alternating between whatever colors that you're using and go all the way down our loom, creating these diamonds down. So my next color is yellow, so I'm going to take my next band and make my next diamond by going diagonally to the left first. Then we'll go diagonally to the right. Then we'll close it up at the top on the left and the right sides. And now we have our second diamond. So moving on to our third one, I'm going to my next color, and you can of course alternate between however many colors you'd like. Same thing on the right side now. Up for the center, or up to the center, and then the same thing on the right side. So you should have something like this so far, and we're just going to continue making these diamond shapes all the way down our loom. So going back to my pink now, I'm going to go diagonally up to the left, then we'll go diagonally up to the right. Whoops, almost grabbed yellow instead. Go up to the center, and then do the same thing on the right side. Now for the yellow, up to the left, up to the right, up to the middle, and then the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and continue this process all the way down your loom, and then I'll meet you back here to show you what our next step is. All right, and now I'm at the end of my loom. About to add my last diamond on here. And here we go. At this point, you should have something like this across your loom. And now we're ready for our second step in laying our rubber bands down. I'm first going to push down my rubber bands on my pins first, so that way we can make sure we have plenty of room for the next layer. Now the next layer we'll place will be in the place of these blue and pink colored rubber bands here, and today I'm going to use white. So taking one band at a time again, we are going to create triangle bands across our loom. So I'm going to start at this bottom diamond first, and I'm going to start on the left side of the diamond, place the rubber band also at the top of the diamond and on the right side of the diamond. So basically this one rubber band is stretching across all the pins of the diamond except the bottom one. So we have a triangle here that's pointing up, And we're gonna do this to each diamond on our loom. So moving on to our next one, I'll go from the left pin to the top pin and then to the right pin, like that. Then on the next diamond, we'll do the same thing, left, top, and right. Again, we'll go left, top, and right. Left, top, and right. Left, top, right. And then continue doing this all the way down your loom. All right, so I'm doing my last one here. And at this point, this is what your loom should look like. And we are done placing rubber bands. I'm going to take my loom and turn it 180 degrees. And I guess we have one last rubber band to place for our cap band here at the very bottom center pin now. So make sure that you have this arrow at the bottom of your loom that says the number 2. It might be a little hard to see with my bands in the way, but there's 2 in there. And I'm going to take my hook now and add a cap band on using the cap band applicator at the bottom here. So taking a single rubber band, I'm going to wrap this around the bottom of my hook once, twist, and then twice. So we have a doubled over band here. Then I'll place my hook onto the bottom center pin of my loom and slide this down to transfer it. And we have now added a cap band. If you don't have this hook with the applicator here, you can just take the one rubber band, add it to the bottom pin here, like that, twist, and then reapply it so that way you have a doubled over rubber band. This applicator is especially helpful on this Mighty loom though, since the pins are closer together, it might be a little harder to get in there. And now we're ready to start the looming process. We'll start at the bottom center pin here, and at the very top of this pin, you should have 2 layers for your cap band, followed by a triangle band, and then 2 bands down here that are for your diamond shape here, so mine are purple. Reaching into this cap band, we're first going to start working on the triangle bands of our loom here. So going in through the top 2 layers here, which are the cap band, I'm going to reach in there and grab the next layer, which is my triangle band. So I have that here on my hook now, and we are going to very carefully pull this off of the pin. I'm going to use my left hand to hold onto the cap band so it doesn't fall off that pin. Now with this rubber band that's in my hook, we are going to wrap this around the left pin here, up to the top pin of this diamond, and then over the right pin here as well, like that. So you should have something like this. And we're going to continue that all the way down our loom just with the triangle bands for now. So for our next triangle band, we're always going to reach and grab the bottom point of each triangle. So I'll be grabbing this one, and then I'll be grabbing that one later, and then this one right here later. So this one's our next one right here. We're going to reach here and grab it like this. Now pulling it off of this pin, I'm going to extend it from the left pin of this yellow diamond to the top pin of the yellow diamond to the right pin of the yellow diamond, like that. Moving on to the next triangle band, we have the bottom point here that we're going to grab. Pull this off of the pin and go from the left pin of the pink diamond now to the top pin, and then to the right. Now for the purple diamond, I'll grab this triangle band right here, pull it off of the pin and grab or wrap this around the left, top, and right pins. So a little bit quicker this time, grabbing this band, left, top, right, next band, left, top, right, next one, left, top, right, left, top, right, and then we'll just continue doing this all the way down our loom. If you feel like you're feeling a lot of tension on your rubber bands, just go a little slower to make sure that you don't break anything. Make sure you don't accidentally grab the other rubber bands as well. So up here at the top, I'm at my last one now, and we will do the exact same thing. Left, top, right, like that. So now at this point, this is what my loom looks like. Yours should look pretty similar. And now we're ready to move on to our next and last step of the looming part of this portion of the bracelet. So the next portion we'll be doing the diamond shapes here, and these will be loomed as if you were looming a normal diamond pattern bracelet if you've ever made that bracelet, and we will ignore that these white bands are here. So going in through the cap band at the bottom here, I'm going to reach in through those 2 layers for the cap band and grab the 3rd layer, which is my diamond band going to the left. And now we'll go back in and grab the one going to the right. Now we'll do the left side going in, followed by the right side going in. So reaching in here, I have a few layers on this pin right here. We're going to go inside of all of them, use the back of our hook to push these bands out of the way, and then grab that bottom layer. And this will be the one that we pull off and loom up to this center pin at the top of the diamond. Going in through the right side now, go in through all of those layers, use the back of your hook to push those out of the way, and grab the bottom layer, which you will move to the center pin as well. So now we have our first diamond finished. We'll move on to the next one. We have quite a few layers here. Make sure you're going through all of those layers, push them back, and grab the second to last layer because this is the one that's going to the left. And then our next one is going to the right. Then we'll go inwards on each side. So going in through these layers, I'll grab the bottom one here on the left. A little bit of tension here, and then the right side. Like that. Now we have our second diamond finished, and I'll go a little bit faster on this on this next one, the 3rd one. So reach in through these layers, grab that second to last bottom layer, and move that over to the pin. Make sure you push your bands down to make a little room. And go in through here again, grab the bottom layer and move this to the right. In through here, move this up. Through here, move this up. So it's okay if your bands look a little wonky like this, it's just because of the tension that's on these pins, so you can always run your hook around to release some of that. I'll show you a couple more times how to do this diamond looming step. I'm gonna go in here, and because of the way I'm sitting with the camera view, it's a little hard for me to see what I'm grabbing. Grab this rubber band here and move it to the left. Next one goes to the right. Then we'll go up, and then up again. So one last time here. Right, and then the left goes up, and then the right goes up. So go ahead and continue these steps all the way down your loom, and then I'll meet you back here to show you how to move on to our next step. All right, so I'm now reaching the last diamond here on my loom, and I'm going to loom it just as we've loomed every other diamond here. Like that. And now at this point, here's what my loom looks like. And we have finished looming our bracelet. Now to finish off our bracelet, I'm going to use one rubber band that's the same color of my halo, and we're going to add this on to the very end of our bracelet here. So this is the top pin of my loom where I finished looming up to, and I'm going to use this to catch all of the rubber band layers that are on this top pin, just to make it easier for us to continue making our bracelet to add the extension on. So I'm going to take my hook and reach it in through all of the layers here that are at the topmost pin right here. So going inside like this. You can see from the side I am in through all of these layers. You should have 5 total. 4 layers are from the diamond and 1 is from the halo. So I have 4 pink and 1 white layer here. And now I'm going to grab this one single rubber band and add it onto my hook. And using my hook, I'm going to pull this through all of the layers that are here on this pin, like that. So this rubber band should now have all of those 5 layers. I'll add this end on my left hand back onto the hook, so we have a single chain link here basically that's holding on to everything on that top pin. I'm going to scoot this up on my hook just to hold on to it a little better, and now we can remove our bracelet. So since this is a pretty high tension design, I would recommend using your fingers or another hook to pull the rubber bands off of the loom just to make sure that you don't break anything. Give your bracelet a couple stretches just to even out all of the rubber bands. And it's looking so cool so far. I love the color combination that I chose, but of course this is not quite long enough to fit around my wrist. I do need a few extra links, I think. And so if you are in the same boat as I am, I will show you how to add an extension on. So we're gonna start at the bottom of our loom again, where this arrow here has the number 1 by it. And I'm just gonna use the same color that I used for my halo. For me personally, I used 7 additional links on my bracelet here that I had already made, so you can use that as a point of reference if you'd like. I have a pretty small adult wrist, by the way. So starting at the bottom here, we're gonna take 1 rubber band at a time and make a single chain bracelet basically. So I'm gonna go from the bottom center pin up to the right, and then we're gonna just make a zigzag here going up our loom. So make sure you work your way from bottom to top. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here is 7. So go ahead and add however many rubber bands you'd like to add, and then we'll rotate our loom 180 degrees. And at whatever your bottommost pin of your zigzag is, we will add the 2 layers here on our hook from the bracelet that we just made. So I'm going to transfer these by inserting my finger through the 2 loops here, wiggle these down my hook, and then I'll transfer them onto this bottom pin of my zigzag. If your zigzag ended down here, then go ahead and add your bracelet onto whatever that bottom pin is. Now we'll loom this back and forth like a zigzag as well. So I'm gonna pull my bracelet a little bit out of the way just so that way I can see what's on my pin here. I'll reach in through these rubber bands and grab this 1 link that is going to the right. Then I'll move in through here and go to the left. And then we'll loom this like that all the way down the loom. If you need any additional help with creating a single chain bracelet, I will add a link into the description box below of a tutorial on our Rainbow Loom channel on how to create the single chain bracelet. Once you reach the end here, I'm gonna grab one of my C-clips, or a G-clip actually, I think is what comes in this kit. Either works to close off this bracelet, and you're gonna use this to scoop up the 2 layers that are here on this topmost pin. So it might be a little easier to grab from out here, like this. And now we can pull this off of our loom. Now with my end with the G-clip here, I'm gonna scoop up the 2 layers on the opposite end of the bracelet that are the cap band. Should look like a little circle kind of. And here we have our finished Angel Halo bracelet. Thank you all so much for watching this tutorial on how to create the Angel Halo bracelet. If you'd like to purchase the wear and share kit that I used to create this bracelet in today's video, check out the description box below. You can also find our social media sites linked there, and here's our username. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and we'd love to see you post your Rainbow Loom creations to the hashtag Rainbow Loom. Again, thanks so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in our next one. Bye!